잊지 못할 감동의 드라마가 시작된다. 극한의 히스토리, 짜릿한 승부를 보여줄 역전의 명술이 온다. 스타크래프트2 최강팀들의 전쟁. 우승컵을 가져갈 팀은 과연 어디일 것인지.
Welcome back to the GSTL, where Fnatic is in a lot of trouble. They have called out the Wizard of Oz, play on Daybreak in a PvP against JYP, who currently has a score of 3-0.
Oz definitely has to come through for his team here. They are down 3 maps, and if he does not take it, then things will look pretty grim. They already kind of do, but maybe Oz can turn things around here. JYP looking very, very strong though.
Yep, I have a question to ask everybody out there. I want someone to tweet this at me. There's this meme going around in Korea being like, Nestea is tired? Like, talking about Nestea being tired all the time or something like this, and it may, I think, be because he did a 6-pull at the end against Supernova in the final game of his Code S group. But someone tweet at me if you know about this meme, you know where it started, because it's actually driving me crazy. It's all over these signs in Korea, and it's in, like, they're talking in the chat. Like right now, JYP just said in the chat that he's really tired, and then the Korean observer said, "Oh, if you're tired, you must be Nestea." It's like, what is this? What is this joke that's going around that I don't know about? I want someone to tweet at me and tell me, because I just do not know the history behind this. I'm sure somebody out there does. But man, oh man, Oz, he better not be tired, because he has a long road ahead of him if he wants to bring Fnatic back into this match. Oh, wow.
The game starts, guys, and the first thing that happens is JYP sending out a pro.
This is a great choice to make when you're ahead like this. I'm not going to do player intros. This is, of course, JYP's probe.
Yeah, this is JYP's probe. He's starting to the top right, in the blue, to the bottom left. We have Oz in the red, and JYP. I can't believe this. This is actually... This is really ballsy.
Yeah, he's going to do it, man. And he's going to do 9 pylon. Making his 10th probe actually really late. At the timing he did this, he actually could have made his probe, so he actually kind of already messed this up, but he probably doesn't 2-gate proxy all that often. And he will make his 2 gateways as soon as he can.
There we go, gateway number 1 has been placed down. JYP really with the balls of steel here. And Oz, he wants to take an early win against
Oz. actually makes his first gateway late, and Oz usually does not scout in this matchup. Quite often he skips it, but this time he will.
Look at that! Oz actually, he knows exactly what's up here. I would have loved to see a shot of his face when he spots it.
Yep,
he didn't have a camera.
He's going to want to make a second gateway right away, or at least a forge. Okay, second gateway, much better choice, I feel, once you really know this fast that your opponent's 2-gate proxying.
And right now, of course, Oz ahead in Harvesters, 15-11 at this point.
Yeah, quite severely ahead. A lot of harassment going down here by JYP. He knows Oz puts the second pylon right next to his gateways, because if you lose the pylon that's powering your gateways, you lose the game. And in this matchup, in this situation.
And of course, we have a few more Chrono Boosts saved up for JYP. That's what enabled Oz to get ahead in his Harvester count, one of the things that is. And right now we have both Chrono Boosts, both gateways chrono boosted, and the Zolats being produced. This is going to be pretty intense, but Oz, at least he was able to spot it. That was so important.
Great pylon timing by JYP as well. He will have his second Zealots coming out right on time, and there will be a moment where it's 2 Zealots in a probe versus 1 Zealot and a lot of probes, and that's what's going to happen right now. You guys are going to see it unfold. This is the scariest moment in a 2-gate proxy when your opponent has that Zealot advantage. He lost his shields on one of his Zealots. Knows he's camping the gateway here so that he can damage the Zealot as soon as it pops out. This is great control so far from JYP. Oz, though, he is in desperation. He's pulled a lot of probes here.
And he's trying to make his surround work here. Doesn't quite pull it off. Goes in for the kill. Tries to take those Zealots on at the same time. JYP is getting additional ones into the battle. And both of them just trying to chrono boost themselves as fast as possible. But now JYP losing a little bit of ground here.
Yeah, JYP definitely losing ground in the Zealot department, but he killed several probes. His opponent, though, still in the probe lead, and Oz actually going to send some Zealots to attack, and JYP is going to be out of luck here. He has no answer for this. He is going to lose every single probe back at home, and Oz has already won this game, I feel. 3 Zealots with more hit points than the hit points of the JYP Zealots, and he's got probes to help defend as well. There's no answer.
He has no answer to the 2 Zealots that are walking across the map right now and will hit his economy hard. So JYP kind of has to win it here, and this is going to be so difficult. He's down in Zealots. He's even going to lose 2 of them.
Yep.
This has to be it. The Zealot count right now is 7-3 in favor of Oz, and he's pulling the probes. He knows fully well that he can't win it anymore. Well,
look at this trap. Trap here on the Zealots on the ramp, and this game is over. Oz has held. Great scouting there. If he had not scouted, he may have lost.
JYP with a great streak here, but it does not look like he's able to overcome Oz. The Fnatic player, he is going to take the match on daybreak and finally putting a point onto the scoreboard for Fnatic.
Yep, and this will allow another Slayers player to come out. Well, I should not use the verb allow. GG forces another Slayers player to come off the bench. Well defended by Oz. Puts his team back on the scoreboard.
A big smirk on the face. JYP, of course, a little bit sad here, but as we mentioned earlier, he did everything that was expected from him and a lot more.
Yeah. And if he had just taken Oz out like that, it would have been even a bigger blow to Fnatic. But great scout, nice micro on the Zealots. You know, both players microed exceptionally well, but in the end, the longer you micro, the better probe count you have. You can use those probes, you have that defender's advantage, and if your opponent's Zealot count is not severely more than yours, as long as you make either the second gateway or the forge and get that defense up in time, you're going to hold every time.
Yeah, really well played by Oz here. And the next map is going to be Muspelheim.
Yes, it is.
Let's see what EG Slayer is going to do here. Oz sure confident after this win. But as you pointed out earlier, he has a really longer road ahead of him.
I think we may see Coca come out.
Jessica mentioned earlier that Coca definitely wants to increase his standing, so that might be... I mean, it's one thing to you want to win the war, of course, but if you are able to do it by also increasing the standings of one of your players in the individual ranking,
that's something that certainly anyone would want to do if they could. So we'll see. Coca is not someone that they necessarily want to send out this early, though, as their second player, but I mean, we're already so far into this battle that he could be the player of choice. He showed great ZVZ in the past. That's what he was known for. Then, you know, it started to be that ZVT was his best match. But right now, man, he looks good against all races. So
he would definitely be a good choice. And, well, they have a lot of players that they can fall back onto. A lot of good players sitting on that Slayer's bench. And
Muspelheim is a map that we've seen a lot of PvP on. Actually, a lot of mirror matchups in general have been played on this map. And I feel like we may see Crank come out as well, but that would be kind of a weird choice, I feel, to use 2 Protoss in a row like that.
I don't think you want to use a Protoss right now.
I don't think so.
One of the only Protoss players that can rely on right now with Puzzle and Alicia both traveling, so saving him up would probably be the better choice here. Yeah. But we'll find out what exactly Sella and Jessica are going to do in just a few seconds. I expect that we get the name of the player momentarily. The name, the face. If we had a Death Note, man, we could take them out. But that's just not what we have, though, unfortunately. That's not what Fnatic has either. They can't take these players out. They like control his death. They're like, all right, that's what they did to JYP, man. They like control until his time of death. They're like, all right, 2 gates proxies and then just dies of a heart attack. That's a little bit drastic. That's a little bit drastic, yeah. But well, I just really want to know who it's going to be. We don't know yet.
This is one
The
of
thing
these...
is there any question in your head that it's going to be Alive as last player?
No. Especially because I talked to Fnatic, and it seems like they said it's not 100%, but of course Alive is going to be our choice.
Yeah, so we have two players that are really strong. Both of them have been in Code S and played really great matches, but they are the only two players that are basically left for them. And right now, who is Slayers going to send out? They send out Yu-Gi-Oh! Me likey.
I like this as well. Yu-Gi-Oh! A good all-around player.
It's a Zerg. It's not the Zerg that we expected, but it's definitely a good Zerg. And a Zerg that, especially against Protoss, is not only very strong, but also a little bit gimmicky.
Yes. He has a lot of different tricks up his sleeve. He really loves to hatch his opponent's natural. It's something he's done quite often.
And the thing is, because he's done it so often, because he is really comfortable with his style, he knows the timings. And this is something that is really... I don't want to say weird, but it's something that is not common. If you go for some kind of this gimmicky build, usually you have a problem with how exactly your timings are going to be changed because of it. But Yu-Gi-Oh! He loves these styles. He really likes this stuff.
Yeah. And, well, this map choice is pretty cool for this. It really, like I've said this so many times, it really favors a player who actually has the better concave, who is more map aware, and I think that may show through here. This is his map choice. And Yu-Gi-Oh! He's got to go to the bathroom. I read that in the chat. So we're going to come on camera for a little bit.
Yeah, that's fine. But Yu-Gi-Oh! Is definitely an interesting choice here. I'm not quite sure if... I'm wondering if he prepared a special build for this map.
Well, he probably has at least prepared a style for this, and I think this map is really good for roaches, and especially to pressure a Protoss third base. I think that's what we're going to see.
It's still a map that is not chosen all that often, and we have a lot of maps still left in the map pool, so I think that he definitely has a trick or two, obviously, for Muspelheim in particular. And Yu-Gi-Oh! I love his style, I love his stream, I love the way he plays, and he's a great player, so Oz will have a hard time here. The question with Oz is he able to get back into this mindset that he had when he was really dominating in Code S as well, when he was so strong? That would really help Fnatic out right now.
Yeah, because he can jump back into that. He's going to feel a lot more comfortable. He's going to be a more dangerous opponent for Slayers to face.
He definitely has the potential to take a lot of players down here, but still. We have also a player like MMA sitting on the bench who has not performed as well as he did just lately, but still a really, really strong Terran. So a lot of options for the Slayers team, even if they lose Yu-Gi-Oh! Here. But yeah, of course they are not going to take Oz lightly, especially if he's able to take down Yu-Gi-Oh! So this could actually... It was a little bit one-sided so far, but I'm liking the dynamic here.
Yeah, and the choice of JYP to do the 2-gate proxy just kind of changed everything. It made it so that now Slayers has to actually pick a few more players. It may have been that Slayers wanted to perhaps give some of their players more exposure. The choice of Yu-Gi-Oh! Here is not really one of those, though, because Yu-Gi-Oh! Has had plenty of exposure already in the team league and also in the individual league. He's kind of like the king of Code A, some might argue. But I think we are going to start very soon here. The map... That's something that, like you said, it's a map that's hardly ever chosen specifically, so it may mean that he's got a specific strategy coming out here, and if he does, I'm really excited to see it, because that is going to be quite cool. Yu-Gi-Oh! Has shown all sorts of crazy stuff in the past.
As long as he doesn't go for a 6 or 7 pool, but I don't think that that's going to happen.
I don't think so, but, you know, anything can happen. I didn't expect Moon to pick Entomb Valley, but then once he did, when I saw that build, I was like, okay.
The problem with a build like this is if it works, you're the boss.
Yeah.
You completely played your opponent. You didn't play the game, you played your opponent, so you did everything right. And if it doesn't work and you get scouted earlier and shut down, then suddenly it looks a little bit silly. So I like what Moon did. I like that he took a risk, that he took a gamble. It was unfortunate for him that it didn't work out. JYP, on the other hand, defended very well. And so far, he is definitely... I mean, for the Slayers team, he came through here, and they could really depend on him. So I have to say that this was very well done by JYP, but right now it's time for Yu-Gi-Oh! To shine. It's the other players on the bench that have to show that they are able to take a couple of games here and make sure that Team Slayers is going to take the win.
And it is time. The wait is over. Both players are ready. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is going to put that headset on and get focused. If he wants to play without sound, though, that's also fine. That may be his special strategy.
I don't think you can actually do that. There is actually this, how's that called? This white noise thingy that they have in the booth.
Yes.
It's just a machine to cancel out the sound so that people cannot, or the players cannot hear the commentators. And well, those things are loud. They are really loud. It's like, what?
It would not be comfortable to play with listening to that noise constantly.
Yeah. I am actually, I have the same opinion on this. I heard it for the first time, and I think it's a little bit louder in the booths that are towards the screen, because that's where the boxes are, where you can hear the voice of the commentators. And I was completely distracted. The first time I went in there, I was like, wow, what is this? And how do I turn it off? And it's like, no, you can't. That's actually how it's supposed to be.
Last time I went in there, it sounded like a big ocean was nearby.
Yeah.
And it's actually kind of cool how it's done. It's really hard to hear anything inside that booth. And we'll find out what Oz is going to do. Yu-Gi-Oh! Choosing the map. He may have a special strategy planned. It's the GSTL Fnatic against Slayers with Haldor and Wolf.